He's the Middle East top agent. Push-ups and tongue-licking screws are easy for him. He even turns into a yellow whirlwind to knock down 3 people in 1 second and dance arrogantly. But he doesn't look too smart. Today Owen's mission is to capture a spy from an enemy country. He breaks a window and finds the guard. He kicks him straight down with a roundhouse kick. He removes his hidden disguise, and then with a standard flying kick, he takes good aim at the enemy through the wall. Owen turns his back on the guard and then quickly turns around. He turns his weapon into parts in an instant as the guard looks on in surprise. He then jumped up and kicked his opponent down. He continued to search for his target. He dodged a shot with ease. He caught another shot with his bare hands. The defiant guard fires a 3rd shot. Owen caught the bullet through his nostril. He kicked open the door and finally found the leader. Phantom. Phantom looks like no ordinary man. He was hanging upside down from the ceiling. He stood up, turned around, and rushed to the windowsill, breaking the glass and escaping. But Owen didn't panic. He looked at the vicious dog and chased after him with an accelerated run in the same position. He came to the side of the road and turned around to find that Phantom was really prepared. Owen saw the rocket launcher rushing towards him, so he did a 360-degree front flip to dodge the bullet perfectly. The kid on the side of the road threw rocks at him. Owen catches them all and throws them back with ease. Phantom grabbed the jet ski and headed for the sea. Owen took off his clothes and followed him. He quickly caught up with Phantom as a flying fish in the sea. He jumped and grabbed the motorcycle. Then he raised his hand and blew the engine. Phantom was smashed into the sea. Desperate, he pulled out a grenade, pulled the fuse and threw it at Owen. The 2 played ping pong at sea. With a few rounds of passing the ball, Owen said the game can be over, so the bomb flew into the air. The 2 swam under the water. With a loud bang, Owen was floating in the water with only 1 pair of pants left. Phantom cheered loudly and happily. He finally killed his opponent. The crowd on the shore danced. However, Owen only faked his death. He quietly took his luggage underwater and boarded a plane to a foreign country. It turns out that Owen was already tired of all the killing and fighting. The ace agent had dreams of becoming a barber, but his parents would only tease him mercilessly, so Owen faked his death and hid in the cargo hold. First, he gave himself a stylish haircut. He looked good. The dogs also got a free haircut. The dogs were transformed into fashionistas by the time their owners picked them up. Owen in the crate managed to get out in style by licking the screws with his tongue. He began to chase his dream. Once an ace agent now embarked on a job search. Owen arrives at the largest hairdressing salon in the area. He fantasizes about being a great barber, but the fantasy wasn't real after all. Thinking he was handsome, he came for an interview but was met with nothing but ridicule. But Owen didn't get discouraged. He went on his way. He saw an accident on the side of the road. With a sense of justice, Zohan went up and attacked with both feet. The people were all very surprised. The man asked suspiciously if that was your foot. Zohan said, "That was my foot. I'm going to use my defeat this time." The bad guy wound into a ball by him. Zohan comes back for another interview. The boss handed him a wig, but Zohan had trouble breaking out of his old professional habits. He punched and kicked at the hair. Embarrassed, he had to go to the children's barber store. Zohan sees the little boy crying and reaches out to choke him. The boy fainted, frustrated along the way. Zohan runs into a hometown man. He asked him to try the small hair salon across the street, but when Zohan learns that the owner is from an enemy country, he refuses to go there. But then he remembered that he had been captured and had one of his hands cut off. With his strong will, he moved his severed hand and killed the enemy. Zohan rekindled his fighting spirit. He then marched to the opposite side, but he was rejected by Dahlia, the owner of the store, because of his inexperience. Zohan started to show his skills. He could do push-ups by clapping his hands at dancing times while hovering in the air. He could even hover freestyle without using his hands. But these skills were of no use to the hairdresser. Dahlia told him to stop. Zohan, however, was desperate to learn how to do hairdressing. Dahlia is finally impressed by Zohan's persistence. She agreed to let Zohan stay and sweep the floors without pay. From that day onwards, Zohan's dedication to his job, he would not allow a single hair to fall on the floor, no hair debris on his shoulders. A colleague had shampoo without having to squeeze it himself. The opportunity finally came. A colleague suddenly resigned, and the customer was already waiting, so Zohan rushed to present himself. Dahlia assigned someone else, but the customer chose Zohan to be the barber. Zohan did everything he could to treat her as tenderly as his first love. After the haircut, the customer loved the new look. She left with a lot of praise for him. The people around her were amazed. From this day onwards, there was a long line at the salon. Women from all over the world came to Zohan for haircuts. The business of the barber shop became more and more popular. Some people even took a taxi to come here. When the cab driver looked back, he recognized Zohan inside. It turns out that years ago, the driver threw a shoe at Zohan, who was on a mission, but he was robbed of the sheep by Zohan instead. This revenge makes them rival each other, so he gathered his hometown partners. However, they could not beat Zohan, so they had to tell Zohan's enemy Phantom. An agent's breakfast is really simple. He cracked eggs and ate live chickens. After breakfast, he started boxing training. He threw the punches at a pig. He didn't even spare the cow. He ran through the desert to his heart's content. Phantom's goal in training is to defeat his enemy Zohan. Zohan had already received the news that he was being hunted. Zohan did not panic at all, but his followers are hastily practicing. A mystery lurks in the peaceful shopping street. Weapons hidden in the juice machines. Gun barrels concealed under the sausages. Hand grenades fried in frying pans. Weapons were hidden inside TVs, CD players, and stereos, while Zohan and Phantom were preparing for their respective battles. On the other hand, the real estate developer is up to something fishy. He decided to take back the whole shopping street and redevelop it. The vendors did not agree at all, so he first took the opportunity to stop the water, and Zohan took the customers to wash their hair with a fire hydrant. Some people took advantage of the night to paint graffiti in front of the door. Zohan rushed up to stop them, but they didn't give him a second thought. A few days later, the Harvest Realtor planned a contest. Phantom was invited to come here. Mariah Carey sang for the audience. The audience was enthralled. Phantom was no exception. After the competition started, he rushed to Mariah's dressing room to express his admiration. That's when Zohan arrived. Phantom jumped up in fear just as the fighters were getting ready to strike. Zohan got a call. It turns out the competition was just a front. The real estate agent distracted everyone and set fire to the street. Both store owners still had no idea what was going on. Zohan couldn't care less about the hatred. He jumped out of the window and rushed to the street. But when he got there, he found that Phantom had already tried to put out the fire with his fist before him. Zohan rushed to get a coffee bucket and managed to put out the fire and save Phantom. Zohan said, "I'm tired of this life." He said to Phantom, "Let's make up." So Zohan was beaten and did not fight back. That's when Dahlia arrives. Miraculously, she was Phantom's sister. Dahlia said that everyone came here to live away from home. Why do they have to bring their hatred thousands of miles away to? Both sides were deep in thought. They talked to each other face to face about all kinds of grudges. From then on, no one had any hatred. Then one of the enemies of the real estate agent took a bomb in his left hand and a dog in his right hand as a hostage. He wanted to threaten them with this. Zohan and Phantom decided to make a move. The real estate agent was finally arrested, and that was the end of the drama. Zohan and Dahlia reopened a large hair salon in the shopping street. Phantom also realized his dream to become a shoemaker. From then on, the two parties, who had been enemies for generations, lived together in peace thousands of miles away. You can subscribe and leave comments if you have any ideas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.